My dear Senior Health After 50 family, let me ask you something very personal. Have you ever woken up, swung your legs out of bed, and felt your knees wobble just a little? Or maybe you've noticed that climbing the stairs isn't as easy as it used to be. For so many of my patients in their 60s and 70s, those small moments are really the body's early whispers, warning signs that bones are losing density, muscles are weakening, and with them, confidence starts to slip away. But here's the truth. Getting older does not have to mean getting weaker. Over the past 3 decades in clinics and hospitals, I've watched seniors who once felt fragile and fearful transform into strong, independent, and energized people, all because they made one simple but powerful change. They started eating differently. And that's what we're diving into today. I'm going to share with you 5 everyday foods that can literally rebuild your strength from the inside out. Foods that protect your bones, steady your balance, and help you move with confidence, so you never have to live in fear of falls, fractures, or losing your independence. And stick with me until the very end, because the final food on this list isn't just another nutrient, it's a healing tradition that has been used for centuries, and it may just be the single best-kept secret for aging joints. Before we jump in, do me a small favor. If you find this message valuable, please like this video, share it with a friend who needs to hear it, and subscribe to our Senior Health After 50 family. Your support helps us reach more people who want to age not just longer, but stronger. Food number 5, almonds, the tiny warrior for your bones. When most people picture almonds, they think of a snack you grab at the airport or a little packet you toss into a lunchbox. But as someone who has studied human health for decades, I can tell you this: almonds are not just snacks, they're bone protectors in disguise. Almonds deliver 3 heavy-hitting nutrients: magnesium, calcium, and protein. Magnesium is the quiet leader in the orchestra of bone health. Without enough of it, calcium doesn't lock into your bones, and over time, bones lose their density. I've seen countless older adults diagnosed with osteoporosis who weren't lacking calcium at all. They were missing magnesium. Almonds close that gap. Then comes protein. After age 50, the average person loses nearly 1% of their muscle mass every single year unless they actively fight against it. That loss adds up quickly, which is why so many seniors struggle with balance or climbing stairs. Almonds provide the raw material, protein, to keep your muscles firm and your joints well supported. Think of it this way: strong muscles are like scaffolding around a building. They hold everything together. Without them, the structure, your bones, becomes vulnerable. And here's where it gets interesting. Many powerful leaders and icons understood the importance of food as daily medicine. Take Mahatma Gandhi, for example. In his later years, even while enduring long fasts, he often leaned on a small handful of soaked almonds when rebuilding his strength. He believed, and modern science now confirms, that almonds gave him not only energy, but resilience. Or look at Michelle Obama, admired worldwide not just as a first lady, but as a champion of health. In her book and interviews, she often mentions snacking on almonds as part of her daily routine. Why? Because she knew the combination of healthy fats and minerals kept her energized through grueling schedules and demanding days. If almonds can support someone traveling the globe, juggling diplomacy, and still maintaining vibrant health, imagine what they can do for you. Even Steve Jobs, despite his unconventional eating habits, was known to rely on almonds and other nuts during long work sessions. He may have been focused on building Apple, but his choice of almonds highlights a deeper truth. They are fuel for both body and mind. I'll never forget one of my own patients, Evelyn, a 72-year-old grandmother who came to me with knee pain from arthritis. Alongside her treatment plan, I suggested she try a small handful of soaked almonds every morning. 6 months later, she looked at me and said, "Doctor, I can finally bend down to tie my shoes without wincing." Sometimes, the most powerful victories come from the smallest foods. How to enjoy them? Soak overnight for better digestion, toss on oatmeal, sprinkle over salads, blend into smoothies, or simply keep a jar within reach. Just a handful a day may not look like much, but it can help keep your bones dense, your muscles strong, and your steps steady. Food number 4, sardines, the forgotten superfood of the sea. When I mention sardines to patients, I usually see 2 reactions, either a smile of recognition or a wrinkled nose. People either love them or avoid them entirely. But let me tell you, sardines are one of the most powerful foods for seniors who want strong bones and flexible joints. Here's why. Sardines deliver calcium and vitamin D in their most natural form. You see, unlike a supplement pill, sardines come with tiny, edible bones. When you eat them, you're directly supplying your own skeleton with the minerals it needs to stay strong. Calcium hardens bones, and vitamin D helps your body absorb that calcium properly. Without vitamin D, calcium is like a locked treasure chest. You have the gold, but no key. Sardines give you both. And then there's the omega-3 fatty acids. These are natural anti-inflammatories, which means they act like oil for your joints, reducing stiffness, soothing pain, and keeping movement smooth. Let me give you some real-world perspective. Queen Elizabeth II, who lived and worked into her mid-90s, was famously disciplined with her diet. Royal chefs revealed that her meals often included oily fish like sardines and salmon. It wasn't for luxury, it was for longevity. She understood that these small fish offered protection not only for her bones, but also for her heart. Another example, Leonardo DiCaprio, though much younger, is a strong advocate for sustainable fishing and regularly highlights sardines as one of the planet's healthiest and most eco-friendly proteins. His influence reminds us that what we eat today doesn't just protect our health, but also the health of the planet for future generations. And let's not forget Winston Churchill, who lived through 2 world wars with legendary stamina. His doctors often advised him to eat more oily fish for brain and joint health. History shows us that even leaders under immense stress leaned on foods like sardines for endurance. How to enjoy them? Mash sardines with lemon juice on whole grain toast, toss into fresh salads, or mix with pasta for a nutrient-rich meal. If the flavor feels too strong, rinse them under water to mellow it out. Just 2 servings a week can make your bones denser, your joints looser, and your legs more reliable. Think of them as a small fish with a giant impact on your health. Food number 3, leafy greens, nature's multivitamin for bones and muscles. When you hear the word superfood, most people think of exotic powders or expensive supplements. But in truth, some of the most powerful medicine for your bones and muscles grows right in your garden or the produce aisle, leafy greens. Kale, spinach, collard greens, Swiss chard. These vegetables are loaded with calcium, vitamin K, and natural nitrates. Calcium, of course, is the building block of bone strength, but here's something many people don't know. Without vitamin K, much of that calcium never makes it into your bones. Instead, it floats through your bloodstream, sometimes even contributing to artery stiffness. Vitamin K acts like a traffic cop. It directs calcium to where it belongs, inside your skeleton. That's why research shows people with low vitamin K levels face a higher risk of fractures. Then we have nitrates. These plant-based compounds improve blood flow and make your muscles more efficient. Think of them as oxygen boosters, helping your legs feel less heavy, more energized, and more capable of climbing stairs, walking, or even dancing. And history gives us some fascinating examples. Popeye the Sailor Man may be a cartoon, but he wasn't far off. Spinach's reputation for strength has real science behind it. In fact, a study out of Sweden showed that nitrates from spinach improve muscle performance in older adults. Look at Barack Obama. Even during the stress of his presidency, he was known for keeping a clean, green-heavy diet. His chefs revealed that spinach and broccoli were staples on his plate, giving him stamina during long, demanding days. That's the power of leafy greens, not just for athletes or presidents, but for every one of us. I recall a patient of mine named Martha as well, 68 years old, a choir singer who dreaded walking up the stairs to the stage because her legs burned. We added a daily smoothie to her routine, spinach, banana, and blueberries. A few months later, she came back smiling. "Doctor, I walked up those steps and still had enough breath to sing my solo. Sometimes the difference between struggle and strength is just 1 cup of greens a day." How to enjoy them? Blend spinach into smoothies, toss kale into soups and stews, saute collards with garlic and olive oil, or simply add mixed greens to your salad. Even just 1 cup a day can transform your mobility. Greens aren't fancy, they aren't expensive, but they are one of nature's most powerful gifts to your bones and muscles. Food number 2, Greek yogurt, the muscle and bone strengthener. If almonds are the tiny warriors and leafy greens are nature's multivitamin, then Greek yogurt is the silent architect of strong muscles and resilient bones. Why? Because Greek yogurt is a triple powerhouse. Protein to build and preserve muscle, calcium to fortify bone density, Probiotics to improve digestion and nutrient absorption. After age 50, something sneaky happens. Our bodies begin to lose muscle mass every single year, a process called sarcopenia. And when the muscles around your hips, thighs, and back weaken, your bones take more stress, leaving them vulnerable to fractures. Protein from Greek yogurt provides the raw building blocks to keep those muscles strong. Calcium is the second piece of the puzzle. Seniors who don't get enough often find themselves with brittle bones and slower healing. Greek yogurt offers calcium in a delicious, absorbable form. And let's not overlook probiotics. They may not sound glamorous, but they're the gatekeepers of your gut. A healthy gut means you're actually absorbing the nutrients you eat, not just letting them pass through. Even some of the world's most successful and enduring figures leaned on yogurt. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, recommended fermented milk as early as 400 BC for its health benefits. He didn't know the word probiotics, but he understood the connection between gut health and overall vitality. Fast forward to today, Novak Djokovic, one of the greatest tennis players of our era, has often spoken about his clean, nutrient-rich diet, and Greek yogurt plays a role in keeping his muscles recovered after grueling matches. His endurance on the court is proof of how the right foods fuel performance and longevity. Closer to home, let's look at Oprah Winfrey. In her journey with weight management and health, she shared how yogurt became a staple snack, giving her not only satiety, but also supporting her bones and digestion. If someone with a schedule as demanding as Oprah's makes time for it, that tells us something. And then there's my own patient, Linda, 65 years old. She used to complain that even short walks left her sore. I encouraged her to swap her sugary breakfast cereal for Greek yogurt topped with berries. 3 months later, she walked into my clinic with a new lightness, telling me, "Doctor, I have less soreness, better digestion, and more energy to play with my grandkids." How to enjoy it? Mix Greek yogurt with honey and blueberries for breakfast. Use it as a smoothie base, or replace sour cream in recipes for a healthier twist. 1 cup a day is enough to protect your muscles, preserve your bones, and support your gut. It's proof that sometimes the simplest foods quietly do the heaviest lifting for our health. Food number 1, bone broth. The ancient elixir for joints and bones. If there's one food that has stood the test of time across cultures and continents, it's bone broth. Long before we had supplements, powders, or pharmacies, people simmered animal bones for hours to create a healing tonic. And modern science now confirms what our ancestors instinctively knew. Bone broth is a natural elixir for bones, joints, and overall vitality. Here's why. Bone broth is rich in collagen, calcium, magnesium, and essential amino acids. Collagen is the scaffolding that holds your joints together. As we age, collagen naturally declines, leading to stiff knees, aching hips, and fragile cartilage. Bone broth replenishes that supply, helping rebuild cartilage and soothe pain. Calcium and magnesium strengthen bone density, reducing the risk of fractures. The amino acids act like building blocks, fueling repair at the cellular level. Think of bone broth as WD-40 for your joints. It lubricates, cushions, and makes every step feel smoother. Even some of the world's most enduring leaders relied on simple broths. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who battled polio and chronic pain, was often prescribed nourishing broths by his doctors to maintain strength through years of leadership. They gave him energy when solid foods felt too heavy. In more recent times, Jennifer Aniston has openly shared how she includes bone broth in her daily routine, crediting it for her youthful energy and radiant skin well into her 50s. And in Asia, where longevity is often celebrated, bone broth soups remain a daily staple among elders who live vibrant, mobile lives into their 90s and beyond. I'll share a patient story too. Harold, an 80-year-old former ballroom dancer, came to me nearly ready to give up walking altogether because of severe knee pain. His daughter started preparing homemade bone broth, just 1 warm cup every evening. Within 6 months, Harold wasn't just walking again. He was back on the dance floor, twirling his granddaughter at her wedding. His joy reminded me that food isn't just fuel, it's freedom. How to make it? Simmer chicken, beef, or fish bones with vegetables and herbs for 12 to 24 hours. The longer it cooks, the more minerals and collagen are released. Strain it, sip it warm, or use it as the base for soups and stews. Even 1 cup a day can make a remarkable difference, softening stiffness, protecting your joints, and keeping your bones strong. With bone broth, we close out the list of 5 foods. Together, almonds, sardines, leafy greens, Greek yogurt, and bone broth, these aren't exotic, overpriced superfoods. They're time-tested, accessible, and deeply effective at keeping your legs strong, your bones resilient, and your independence intact well into your later years. So, let me leave you with this thought. Aging doesn't have to mean giving up your independence. It doesn't mean living in fear of falls, fractures, or weakness. What it really means is becoming wiser about how you care for the only body you'll ever have. A handful of almonds, a plate of leafy greens, a cup of Greek yogurt, a tin of sardines, a bowl of bone broth. These aren't exotic or expensive superfoods. They're simple, everyday choices that can give you back your strength, restore your confidence, and reignite your joy for living. Picture yourself walking with steady legs into your 70s, 80s, even 90s. Picture yourself lifting your grandchild with ease, dancing again at a family wedding, or standing tall in your own home without hesitation or fear. That future isn't a fantasy, it's absolutely possible, and it starts with the food you choose to put on your plate today. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods do you already eat, and which one are you excited to start adding this week? Share your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and your stories inspire not only me, but this entire community. And if this video gave you value, please tap the like button, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Senior Health After 50. Every click helps us grow this family of people who believe aging can be strong, graceful, and full of life. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.